honestly, if you look at the debate between Elon Musk and Jack Ma, did you guys get a chance to watch that debate between Elon Musk and Jack Ma when they were debating the human versus AI? If you have, yes, you watched it, perfect, Laura. If you haven't seen it, it's a 40-minute debate of the two rich people talking about the sharing and connecting the people, right? So they're talking about specifically the future of work is like AI or the human. I am a little bit on this debate. I'm a little bit more on Jack Ma's side, where he says AI will never be able to replace the human because AI can learn, right? Recently, I think they generated the latest, it was PTS3 or GRS3, I think the AI that can write a poem with emotions. And it's a big technology. They have spent more than $4.5 million on releasing this new AI, which is so smart and has a lot of emotional touches as well. But at the same time, AI can learn, but AI cannot empathize. AI can show sadness, but AI cannot sit down with us and cry. AI will do the job, but AI cannot teach the job. AI cannot comprehend that, it was a fault. Let me see how I can do better next time. Yesterday, I was watching a TED Talk by Barry Schwartz, and he was talking about the choices. And I think you should definitely check that TED Talk out. Barry Schwartz. So put the name down. He's a very cool guy. So you should definitely check that out, the TED Talk. He talks about the choices. And he said something amazing, that we human beings are not only, physical learners, but also emotional learners. Right? Look at the child, how the child grows much faster, and look at our own lives, right? So today I want to talk about the 6 benefits of the Buddies program, the mentorship program, or just being a mentor. And in order to be a mentor, you don't have to be in an organization. You can be a mentor to your friend. For example, I have a co-founder, and he has a habit of just being late, and he's a developer, that's why. So the other day I asked him, I said, look, do you want me to help you with your being late issue? I asked him. So someone says, now I am confused as unable, oh, I don't get that text message. Sharing and connecting people's AI lacks personal touch. Okay, so can you send that message again? Because I didn't see that on my chat screen, that now I am confused. Let me see, I don't want to miss that chat. Okay, Mr. Patak says, now I'm confused as unable to reconcile with factual position of intelligence from man to machine or machine to man. Your delivery system is simply electronic. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, I am so touched. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about the 6 benefits of the mentorship program as an individual. First of all, being a mentor will help us develop leadership skills, right? And when I talk leadership skills, I think that's being a leader, not jumping to the conclusion, and specifically working on those things. I really like every day working on my positivity. I try to see always the positive side. Now, think about certain things specifically that happening to everyday, in our everyday, right? In everyday life. I think it's one of the gurus, he was saying that if we allow external things to make us upset, then that means we are giving the other things the control over our lives, and we become the slave of that. So that's a very strong saying to me, and I take the responsibility of my life, adding a lot of positivity, and I try to share it with the colleagues or with the partners by showing them leadership skills. So we can work on that specifically. Now think of this as a leader, right? I will share the slides with you so that you can have them. First of all, if you look at the leader's role, and we can be leader at home as well. Like we can be leader in the family. Instead of yelling at our kid, we can give an example. Let me give you an example. When I was in Baku, I'm in South Korea right now. When I was in Baku, I took my son out for a walk, and he was walking. At some point he said, Daddy, I'm tired. Can you pick me up into your arms? He's 5 years old. And you don't pick up the 5 years old into your arms, right? He needs to walk on his own. He shouldn't be lazy. And at that moment, I wanted to tell him that, look at other kids. They are walking and you want to be in my arms. So that very moment, I realized that it will be a subconscious comparison to the kid that, look, others are better, you're not. So instead of telling him that, I said, let's do this. I will pick you up into my arms. We will walk 10 meters. And after 10 meters, you will walk on your own. And after another 10 meters, I will pick you up again. And we turned it into gamification. And when we reached that 10 meters, he told me himself that, Daddy, I want to get down because it's my 10 meters now. So it turned into game rather than into me punishing him, right? So I think that is important, how we demonstrate the leadership skills. So the other day, my kid stepped on someone's foot in metro, and instead of talking from top down to him, I went on my knee and we were in the eye contact level. Then I explained to him that we need to apologize when we do something like that. So I didn't speak from top to bottom. I went to his level, right? And I do that with my employees. When I was a manager at the library, I had 5 employees, and one of them was always late. The work started at 9, and then he was always late. He was coming 9:20, 9:30. One day I said, his name, let's say, called Alex. Right? I said, Alex, are you free today for lunch? He said, yes. I said, let's go. I wanna treat you. So I invited him for lunch. We went to lunch, and I said during the lunch, I said, Alex, I've noticed that every day you're running late. What can I do for you? Like, what is happening? And what's the story behind this? And he said, you have no idea. My family uses me like a bus. He has a car, and he says, I have to drop my father first, and then I have to drop my sister, and then I have to drop my mom, and then I have to come to work. And I said, Alex, I have a solution for you. Do you want to work? Do you want to come at 10 and leave at 7 instead of 9 to 6? He accepted it. Trust me, he was never late again. As a matter of fact, he always came early. He was coming at 9:30 and was staying until 7. He was not feeling bad. I was not feeling frustrated by a simple tweak. But I don't want to call it the leadership, but we have to put the things with the name, right? But a leadership approach, I was able to save him from HR or from time or from him feeling bad about himself. So the first one is, I will say, leadership skills. The second one is improved communication and listening skills. If you have not taken Toastmasters communication, oh, thank you so much. If you haven't taken Toastmasters, the competent communication CC manual, 10 classes, please do. Has anyone among us taken it? Because Toastmasters is very popular, and if you have done it, that's great. Have you taken the CC manual? If anyone taken the CC manual, please say hi. If you haven't, I highly encourage, I will share the materials. Definitely take that, because it will definitely help you with the communication skills. I don't see the chat more because no one is saying anything. Have you taken the... Oh, wait, absolutely. I will share that materials. Absolutely, absolutely. Public speak. If you ask me what is the number one skill that we need to work on to sort of not beat the AI, but be a step ahead of that, I will say that's the communication skills. That's the power of work. Let me give you a quick example. Do you know Les Brown? Les Brown is confidence. Yeah, I like that. We'll talk about the confidence. So Les Brown is a great speaker, right? He's an amazing public speaker, Les Brown. And sometimes Lara Khanum shares the listen to understand before responding. Absolutely. Lara Khanum shares very good. When I say Lara Khanum, Khanum is a traditional word in Azerbaijan to respect the lady. So it's like Miss Laura, right? So she sometimes shares these very valuable videos with me. So the other day she shared one link with me. So Les Brown is sitting at home on a couch, and I will send that material to Mr. Banwar to you as well, so that you can share with everyone. So he's sitting on a couch at home. He's watching these 3 young guys on TV pitching to the investor. And at some point he finds himself thinking that, look at these pathetic guys, their presentation is terrible. And that moment his conscience tells him that no one has erected a statue to the critic. Why are you criticizing them, right? Instead of criticizing them, you should be there. You should be the pitching one. You should be the on TV. So if you ask me, what is the number one thing to work on ourselves? I would say the communication skills. Because when we communicate clearly, when we communicate with confidence, with competence, and when we are not just speaking, we're also open to listening, that's where we hit the nail on the head. That's where we can finally compete with the AI. For better communication, one must have clarity with confidence, says Mr. Patak. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Mentors need to be active and involved listeners as well as strategic communicators. Listening is my biggest challenge. When we have sessions, my mentors, other mentors have as well, including Miss Laura, says that, Seymur, you cannot listen. You are always doing a monologue. Stop doing that. You should do a dialogue. So listening is personally a big gap in my career. So that's something I need to work on. That's something we all at some point need to work on. Okay, what is another thing that we can become a better mentor to go hand in hand with the AI, expand knowledge, right? Now, think of that. When did we learn something new after the school? Now, for many people, education stops with the school. For some people, education starts after the school. Now, think of which one you are. If you're not learning something every day, if you're not learning something, not just a tiny bit every day, that means we are regressing, right? We're not making progress. Did you know that the kid learns 5,000, words in the first year? 5,000 new words in the first year, right? Last time I was talking to my son and he was saying something humongous. I'm like, when did you learn that word? He says, but I'm watching this cartoon. So every day, every time and everywhere. Be always inquisitive. There you go. Yes. I like that you guys are participating. So it's not my session, it's our session. So expanding knowledge, right? How do we do that? So we basically learn ourselves. I always look at the human brain as a water tank with a hole at the bottom of it. The hole just leaks the knowledge, right? It goes away. Yes, we are losing. But we have to add so that we are not empty. We have to constantly add so that we are not empty. Mr. Tolita says, learning is a continuous process till the last day of our life. That's correct. Let me stop here and see if everyone is here. Mr. Chennai, I love your t-shirt. Is that Adidas? Let's just quickly mention the names. Mr. Panwar, are you still around? Mr. Chennai just joined. Atandra, you still around?
Thank you.
Ratna Kumar. And then Synkrawat, Mauritius, Gotham. Hi, Junoon. Hi, Junoon. Your name is like Hi, Junoon. It's like happiness already.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes, great. Jayant Kumar, Keshav Kumar, Varshni, Kiran, Lara Khanam, are you still here? Patak, Tolit, Mr. Tolit is here. Padmavati, Pankaj, Payal Khanna, Pradeep, Pramod, Mr. Kumat Khandra. What is Dr. Lata? Dr. Lata left us. Sudarshan. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's why I learn all the names, so I can see when someone is escaping, running away. Mr. Bama, we're gonna punish them now. Okay, back to the conversation, back to our chat. Okay, excellent innovation style. All right, fantastic, guys. So, like we talked, right, expanding the knowledge, as you can see on the screen, expanding the knowledge. So we have to constantly add. Instead of telling our kid, go learn something, we should be saying like, hey, let's learn something together. Instead of telling our employees, have you done this? Have you done that? No, we could have done saying that, hey, I've done this. Do you want to join me? I think that is also leadership skills, but learning together is very, let's say, helpful, encouraging. For example, I have a personal trainer for running. I run outdoor. And what I have done, I have asked him to come, and I, of course, pay him. And I have asked him to come at 5 a.m. in the morning. Every evening, I swear to God, every evening I text him saying that, can we cancel tomorrow? Because I'm lazy. And then he says, tomorrow I'll be there, right? And what I see that he is actually pushing me to come. And I pushed him in the first place by hiring his services. Now he feels responsibility and he pushes me. So if we push each other, we can always go further, right? Fourth one. If we do not appreciate every learning opportunity, then we're going to miss the learning opportunity, right? Mr. Patak, you are yawning. That's time to stop. to stop and give it a break, right? Okay, I'm always good with the yawnings. I always count. If there are 3 yawnings, I quit the job. I'm like, I'm done. I rest my case. It means I'm a boring presenter. So learning opportunity, let's look at learning opportunity. While we are a mentor, we are a team leader, we are a family head, we are a father, we are a mother, we always have a learning opportunity. Our kids, right? Kids are fantastic teachers. They can teach us how to do things. And have you ever felt, I don't want to say stupid, but have you ever felt silly when the kid taught you something? I'm like, huh, that's an interesting approach. Laura has 2 beautiful kids. One of them is Kama. She's a 13-year-old girl. She's a teenager and she's very smart. So the other day I was looking for something and then she's just, hey, have you tried it? I'm like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. So kids can be better learners and excellent teachers. Well, also our employees. Let me quickly tell you an example, a story. About 6 months ago, reverse mentorship. Thank you so much. Yes, you said it better than me. About 6 months ago, I was doing a presentation. It was sort of a physical training and on the spot. And it was a 3-day training for specifically the entry-level managers, right? There was a guy in the training. From the first day, he was ignorant. He was arrogant and ignorant. He was like, why do I need this training? That attitude. And at some point during the training, I said, look, your employees may have great ideas. We better listen to them, right? So on the 3rd day, he raised his hand, and I was like, okay, brace yourself. He's gonna knock you out. So he raised his hand. He says, Seymur, I have feedback to share. I'm like, perfect, please be my guest. He says, you said on the first day that we better listen to our employees. I'm like, okay. He says, the other day, I asked my employees to look at the store. He's the head of the store, and bring the items and count the items that were not sold from the last year. And his employee says, can I suggest something? He says, just do it, man. Don't give me new ideas. Don't reinvent the wheel, right? Just go and do it. The employee insists, says that I have an idea. Can I share? And at some point, the manager remembers my words from the training and says, okay, tell me. The employee says, if you look at the Excel file, and if we extract the items that have been sold, we will just have the items that are not sold, right? And the manager says, for the first time, the work that could take 6 hours, we did in 10 minutes. That's already progress for us. Maybe he was not able to think about that before. That's possible, right? But by listening to better ideas, I think that opens new horizon for us. Next one, giving back to the organization or the community, right? Specifically the community. When we share feedback with others, when we are the mentor, when we are helping each other to become better version of ourselves, we're actually helping the community. I always say that we do not have power to change anyone except ourselves. If we are a team leader, except our teams and maybe our kids. That's it. And if we start with that ripple effect, think of the ripple effect. If we can start with that ripple effect, then it will grow much to the next level. Have you ever thrown a stone into a river? So when the first stone goes in, it creates a ripple effect, right? The first level, the second level, and it just goes. Plowing back improves fertility of the soil. Wow, nice. Grateful, great session. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Thank you so much, Payal. Stay safe, please. Washing hands 30 seconds and no kissing people. Okay. Help train new and incoming employees, right? We can actually help them learn something new. And of course, personal satisfaction. When we can give a little bit back to the community, we feel good about ourselves. We feel good that we have contributed something and then someone has helped us learn. We feel good about the humanity and ourselves as well. So I highly believe in that. Okay, these are the things that I will summarize quickly. So why don't we, from today, take the screenshot of this, and make it at least for 1 week, right? We will help someone grow. We will help someone shine. We will help someone become more confident. We'll help someone be their better version. And then we will feel awesome ourselves. Why don't we do that? Just simple things, right? Look at these. None of them require money. None of them require investment. None of them require, let's say, tons of dollars or any job or anything. We can simply do these things, okay? Should we focus on expanding our knowledge or widen our wisdom to become better version of ourselves? Atandra, I would say that there's a very nice saying that wisdom comes with age, but sometimes age comes along, right? There's a very nice saying. I like that. But I would say that these are the two wings of the bird, Atandra. Very great question, but I think we should do both of them. If you do one, we'll just be a greedy, wise person. Other one will just be a very greedy scientist. So better do both of them. Okay, so how do we give feedback? 3 points, quickly. But before I what do you call it, share my own opinion, I'd like to ask from you, how do we give feedback? There are 3 points that I will share. Knowledge not transformed to wisdom is waste. Yes, thank you. One. Okay, how do we give feedback? Real learning, says Pradeep. Okay, what else? W, thank you. Honest, okay. Honesty can kick us back though. I can't go and say, wow, you're very ugly. I can't say that. If someone comes and says, ready to face all criticism, value addition, okay. What else? With care and respect, okay, correct. What else? Laura Khan, you're an HR, you constantly give feedback. What do you think? How to give feedback? Call newcomer in person, but do not insult. I love it. Yes, Suresh. Call newcomer in person, but do not insult in group. Perseverance, improvement, positive in person, informative, truth. Okay, I'm gonna share those things. Number 1, timely, right? You gotta give the feedback timely, on time. What's the point of giving feedback after it's too late, right? I mean, think about that. Someone is cooking and you are watching from kitchen, your wife is cooking, and you really want to give feedback that she's going to burn the food now, but you're waiting. And then that evening, you're going to be hungry. Go to McDonald's, right? That's it. That's the end of the dinner. You're going to continue to learn. So I would say first one is timely. The second one is short but effective. No one wants to listen to a lecture. Do you want to listen to a lecture? I don't want to listen to a lecture. But it could be short, to the point, and sweet. Do you remember the KISS formula? Keep it short and sweet. I'm writing down in the chat. KISS formula. Keep it short and sweet. I'm sure you have heard of it. Oh, I actually typed it personally. Let me just type this quickly. KISS. Keep it short and sweet, right? So we got to keep our feedback to our employees short and sweet. And the third one is meaningful. Something that will add value to that. Someone mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, adding value. Let's not just do it because we are managers or because we're fathers or because we're mothers. It needs to be very valuable. Have you seen the movie called 3 Idiots? Have you seen it? I love that movie when the father comes and asks his son finally that, do you think we can replace that laptop with a high-end camera? Because the son wants to become a photographer, National Geographic photographer, right? Meaningful feedback, that's what touches us all the time. I got feedback this morning, very constructive from a very important person in my life. And I woke up, I read every single line of the feedback, and I noticed how constructive that feedback is. Not destructive, but constructive. I want to give you tests, guys. Please look at these questions. Please take a screenshot. I will tell the link for the results in a second. Please look at these questions. And if you want to measure if you are a good mentor to your kids, to your employees, to your colleagues, to your peers, to your partner, please take a screenshot of these questions and you will answer them. And I will tell you the link where you can evaluate. You will say 0, 1, and 2, and then you will collect the points. Here is the results. I think you can see the results right here. Go to the link called bit.ly/mentor results. I'm typing the results here. bit.ly/mentor results. Mr. Banwar, I'll be more than happy to share these. Oh, there are 2 R's. bit.ly/mentor results. There you go. So yeah, take a screenshot of this, because once you check this out, you actually need to give 0 if you have never done it, 1 maybe or sometimes, 2 all the time. Right? And then you can collect your points and you see the results at bit.ly/mentor results. Was everyone able to take the screenshot? I mean, I will share the slides anyway, so don't worry about that. So, okay, going to next level. This is it, guys. We're finishing with this. And this word has been sort of a guidance to me. And I really try to take this sentence and adjust it to my life. Feedback, like spring rain, should be gentle enough to nourish a man's growth without destroying the roots. So it's a very strong wording, I would say, that we better sort of keep it in mind all the time when we talk to our kids, when we talk to our peers, when we talk to our partners, when we talk to our employees. And if we really want to beat the AI, I think we better appreciate the people in our lives. Because if you don't appreciate the people in our lives, we're going to lose them. I have lost people. You have lost people. We have lost good employees. We have lost good friends. We have lost, I don't know, sometimes parents, right? It has been too late sometimes. I had a grandma and she really loved me. And I was in the US when she passed away. And I always feel sad that I was not able to say goodbye to her, or maybe I didn't appreciate the being grandson enough. So we better start today being a good mentor. And a good mentor, again, could be good friend, good peer, good father, good mother, good manager, good employee, even a good employee, and a good human being, right? At the end of the day, a good human being, right? I'm coming back to the lady who showed me how to eat lychee. If I still remember that story 8 years ago, there's a very nice saying that when information meets the emotion, it becomes a memory. Please keep this in mind. When information meets emotion, it becomes a memory. That's why I remember the story 9 years ago, where this lady taught me how to eat lychee, and I still remember that with a nice smile on my face. I hope one day, after 10 to 20 years, you will remember this presentation with a smile on your face that, I remember this conversation where we all shared opinions and we all picked something from that pool of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it that I have to end on my end. I'm a big AI person, but I'm an even bigger human person. I think the systems should be built on people, not on machines, because at the end of the day, it's us who decide, right? So, Mr. Banwar, I'm very touched. Thank you so much. It is 10 a.m.-ish, 10-ish p.m. in South Korea, and I think I couldn't have spent this Saturday evening better than this. So now, this is not enough. This doesn't mean the presentation is enough. What you're gonna do now, you need to take a screenshot of certain slides, and the question is, how are we going to apply them to our lives, starting from myself, right? So I'm gonna mention the names one more time, just to appreciate your presence with me, starting with Mr. Banwar. Thank you so much. My father's name is Anwar. That reminds me that. Atandra, Chawa, Dr. Dr. Vyas, Mauritius, Gautam, Hai Junoon, Jambunatan, Jayant, Keshav, Kiran, Lakshaminarayan, Lara Khanam, Mahesh Chandra Patak, Mr. Chennai, Mr. Toleti, Padmavati, Pankai, Pradeep, Pramod, Pushpendra, Shailendra, and Sudarsan and Suresh. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We really appreciate that. Mr. Kandelwal, what background is that? Jesus, that's very fancy. Now there's a Zoom competition who has the better background.